Well, I'm excited to get into the semifinal game as we count down the final 30 seconds to get into it. Game 1 of 3 in the semifinals. This should be a good one. I don't expect this game to go super duper late, but then again, you never know.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like
a water
this game
map.
kind of, yeah. I feel like things tend to happen pretty quick in Feudal and Castle Age with water maps like this. You kind of know one way. It's hard to go into Imperial Age on a water map, I feel like.
Yeah, especially on one where, you know, the water is something, one position that you're both contesting.
Exactly. All right, and now we're in.
Yeah, taking a look at the blue as the Rus. It's Anotand. Sending that first Vill down to get the dock set up. Warsp1te doing the same thing, sending his first villager down. Gonna have docks in potentially similar locations to that Dragavan Avila game we saw earlier today.
Keeps happening. Do you think, I wonder how much the spawn affects the placement and the speed of the timing of the docks? Because this dock is going to go up a good, 15 seconds faster, 30 seconds faster than Anotand's. That villager's going quite a long way. Maybe he's trying to hide it? This is interesting.
Doesn't want to set up right next to the Japanese dock, it looks like. Gonna set up right on the crossing here.
That feels really far, though. I feel like defending that's going to be a bit tricky, given the proximity to Warsp1te's TC. And that's like a screen away, as opposed to really almost a screen and a half, 2 screens for Anotand.
Your Rus, you can fish from anywhere, and if you want to fish right next to the Japanese and then transform one of your fishing ships right as you hit Feudal, that option is certainly open to you.
That's a good point, too. Yeah, the docks don't matter long-term as long as you can keep control of his units on the water.
So let's take a look at the deer packs. Anotand finding the one in the back of the Japanese base here. Able to claim that for his own. And the other ones on the map, not contested yet.
That's a pretty interesting calculus I kind of forgot about. I feel like you'd be apt to forget about bounty as Rus on water, or maybe as an opponent to Rus, you might not remember to go for the deer as well. And obviously that deer pack's alive next to Warsp1te's base. I don't know where his scout is. I'm looking for it right now. In the back of his base.
Yep. Yeah. No, that is something.
He might be able to find that one in the corner there if he runs by. I think he will.
Yep. En route to pick off this deer camp over here. Yeah, that's one of those things, like, facing Rus on a water map is, oh yeah, and now I also have to remember to micro my scout around as well as get my water set up and all that other different early game macro that water entails.
Yeah, I wonder what the hit, if I had access to like all the stats in the world and could easily parse through it, I wonder what the average hit on your bounty is when you go for water on like a hybrid map as opposed to just a true land map.
Yeah, I don't know.
On average, are you getting like 40 less? Yeah, are you getting worse, better? I guess it would really depend on your opponent, huh? Because they both went for 1 scout here, so at any rate, your bounty's ticking up a little bit slower. You're getting less gold quickly. Oh, you know what? Anotand might not get that pack of deer. Oh, he's gonna see it. No, he's gonna see it. Okay. He's rallied to it. Oh, he was, but he moved away from it. No, Anotand. That's very sad.
It's just gonna be right outside of his vision.
Yeah. He had a feeling. You could tell he had a feeling it was there, but missed it.
Yeah, he might be able to get both of these. And we got a golden gate.
Honestly, I like the choice.
I love it. I miss the golden gate. One of my favorite landmarks. When I played Rus for a brief second back in the day. One of those, for me, I used it because I was a worse player, and it's a godsend for remacroing.
Yeah, this is an interesting choice. I guess the big calculus on this is, what do I need the Kremlin for, right? I going to try and get a second town there? Because if you put the Kremlin, it's going to go on that stone and berries up front, right? You're not going to put it in the back of your base. You could just wall up back there. So I guess the calculus thing is like, where would I put it? Would I get enough value out of it? And I guess Anatand's saying, no, the Golden Gate's going to get me more value here. I can get some positive trades. Maybe amplify the speed at which he can produce units. And oh, we see a wall too. He's also walled off his half of the water.
He's walling off his half and then dropping a dock right next to the Japanese dock. And could potentially use that Golden Gate to start buying naval units. Gonna be up to feudal faster. That dock's gonna complete, I believe, before the Japanese can get up to feudal.
He's built that wall there. He's building a warship as well. I'm wondering if he's... You can't go through the gate, though. He's going to have to destroy it, isn't he?
You know,
unless you can
I don't think I've seen a gate on a crossing before. I'm excited to see. Oh, yeah. Nope. Opens up, lets him right through.
Ah! That is so cool. I did not know that. I've wondered that. I remember thinking that and wondering that. If you could sail through. I felt like someone told me you couldn't, but now I'm like,
whoa,
look at this with a whole new lens. That's so brilliant. Wait, what? What
okay. Did you see the galley disappear?
Right? Yeah, it like disappeared. Yeah, that was really weird. That had to be a visual bug.
Yeah, galley's back. Didn't just teleport all the way across the map.
And Anatand is using some underhanded tactics. Just kidding. That was clearly just a visual glitch. Get some eco damage though done. Although he's kind of trapped. He's kind of body blocked. What the?
What is going on with that?
I think it's the proximity to ships. That was kind of weird. That said, he got some damage done with it.
As other dock is disabled right now. We do see naval arrow slits coming out on Anatand's forward dock here. Gonna shut down fishing in that area and maybe repel these archer ships. We got a shinobi just working on the Ladya fishing boat, but it's not gonna do enough damage to outpace the healing. Well, naval arrow slits is in. You can see those first shots coming out, and Warsp1te's gonna have to back up here. And the range on that is pretty intense. Warsp1te gonna have to go to the other side of his dock to stay safe.
Yeah, the naval arrow slits is really, really good. I think it only fires at naval units, though.
Yep.
But it does do some serious damage, more so than most other things would. Yeah, right now, slight eco lead for Warsp1te at 33 to 30. And also has the military edge. He's got a shinobi, a couple of ships. Right now,
let's see what the shinobi can do.
Anatand,
he's back near the gold.
Ooh. We have an imposter among us. That's going to be a Vil kill.
There it is. The shivs come out on the shinobi. Don't do as much damage. But TC will take that down.
It gets a kill. Gets a kill and then half a Vil dead as well. The difference is, though, Anatand is gearing towards Castle Age very quickly. And I think he's going to beat out Warsp1te. Warsp1te a little heavy on gold, but not quite enough food yet. Anatand is a little bit, I think, better macroed in general for that. And he could easily, I think, just make a purchase.
Yeah,
with some wood here in a second.
In the Golden Gate.
Yeah, the problem is he doesn't really want to sell anything. He's actually well enough macroed right now that he doesn't need to sell or exchange anything. So he's just going to keep kind of gathering what he's got. I'm sure once he gets 100 wood, he might make an exchange. He's also just walling up instead. So again, he's using what resources he has. There's no real reason to exchange anything right now. Unless you wanted to, like, I don't know, buy food, then sell food, and just get yourself a little extra resources out of it. I don't know if that'd be worth it at this point.
Yeah. I don't think that would be worth it. We do see Floating Gate, though. Warsp1te should be up to Castle first, and it's really interesting how these two docks with naval arrow slits have basically formed a wall that neither civ can pass. So we've got safe fishing on both sides here.
Really interesting how this river has been segmented out and claimed. The northeast side of the river, all for Anotand. The southern side on the west, all for Warsp1te. However, I say that, but there's another dock on the south side, very far side for Anotand. Just got it up, taking a claim to it.
Yeah, and when that fishing eco runs out, that's safe behind this wall. Warsp1te might be in trouble.
Beal, I feel like I've gone back in time because right now I'm looking at the Abbey of the Trinity going up.
Mm-hmm.
Man, been a while since I've seen the Golden Gate and Abbey of the Trinity. That used to be the meta, like the meta back in the day. I was there, Gandalf. 4,000 years ago. Feels like a long time.
Look at this. Anotand scouting out that Warsp1te's dropping a wall, and he's gonna drop his palisade right in the middle of that.
Oh my gosh.
Saying like, nah, you're not gonna wall up.
That's funny. Good catch by Anotand.
Another shinobi in the gold. This time, though, there is a knight to defend.
Some archery ranges. I guess we're going to see probably some crossbows coming out. Yep. Deal with the inevitable mounted samurai and or other heavy mass. Yeah, it's going to be 3 mounted samurai already for Warsp1te. Yeah, that's going to be a tough thing to deal with. Crossbows are tough to deal with for Japanese. Because you don't really want to go horsemen into that. That doesn't make sense. That kind of leaves you with either siege, which you could do, I think would work really well, or I guess you could go Yumi which I don't know if I'd want to do that in Castle Age against Rus.
On a Begeisha, if you get close enough. They're not heavily armored.
Yeah.
Anotand is going to prevent a relic from coming home.
Oh, yep. Wolo doesn't get off. Gets the kill. We have a martyr for the cause. Mounted samurai trying to get into the crossbows. Able to repel them from behind the wall.
Mm-hmm. Not going to continue that way.
They posted a red sign on that wall. It says no trespassing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting to look because looking at Japanese, they've got more food a minute than Anotand has. But he's got more wood a minute than Warsp1te has. So otherwise, the eco count's pretty even. I mean, technically Anotand's down by about 1 right now. I think that's catching back up with his extra dock in the back.
Anotand able to sneak out a relic. Oh, I don't know if it's going to come home. Yes, it is. He's actually going to pull off that little heist with a warrior monk.
That's a nice thing about this civ, right? I feel like with the warrior monk and also with the dervishes for Ayubids, having the fast religious unit to be able just to pick them up and go feels really good. That said, this relic up on the top is going to be definitely.
Oh yeah, so relic count should be 1 to 2 once those units get back home. See mounted samurai coming around the east side of the map. Seeing a galley on the way. Taking a couple of shots, but those will just glance right off. Now this relic on the right side, not going to be able to be captured. And I say that, and Warsp1te does not contest. So yeah, I was wrong. Taking that relic home.
He's got 3 mounted samurai looking to come in, but there's it's like double walled though. He's gonna get in and be like, yeah, I'm inside, and then realize there's not a lot to go to. Let's see. Now we start looking at the sacred sites. Are there only 2 on this map? Does my eyes see?
Yeah, I
only
believe
2
so.
sacred
Yeah,
sites.
it's 1 on each side. That makes it 3 relics for Anotand. Warsp1te still unable to secure one for himself.
Well, he's got 1 in his base. He did pick up 1. It's just not in a building yet.
Oh, there it is. Look at that. So looking at the Yorishiro, got 1 in an archery range. 2 in stables. Put them into the production buildings.
The tricky thing with doing that is you have to have the resources to actually produce, you know? It's kind of like the same dilemma that Delhi has is, yeah, you can pump out the units really fast, but it requires having the eco to do so. Now, I say that Warsp1te is sitting on quite a bit of food and gold, so he really could produce quite a bit. That said, the stables are currently, from what I'm seeing, looking pretty idle. He is pumping out quite a couple of mYi.Anotand, though.
Double wall in the back of Anatand's base. Gonna stop those mounted samurai from going any further.
Oh, gosh. It's like almost bad mannered, but like, I totally would do the same thing. But like, it's so frustrating. It's like, really? Like, really?
Beyond walls, there are more walls.
I get a little bit offended at the excessive turtling personally, but hey, I get it. I get it. It works, right?
It works. It works. It's the right call for Anatand. We do have that Bannerman coming to join the mounted samurai. We've got some cavalry units off to the side of Anatand's base here, about to engage. Anatand wisely gets out of there. Gonna let the Shinto priest escape with that relic. And cheeky little Wololo gonna prevent Anatand from retreating in that direction.
Oh man.
Ah, but the priest does not continue on his way. There he goes.
That's a lot of mounted samurai right there. He's in a pretty good spot to take that relic home. Man, that's a far stretch to grab that one. He's still got the one home he could go pick up too, but he's going for that one. That dock on the far left went down eventually, but you know, at this point, there's only so much more food on the river. Most of it's been eaten up on the 2 sides. There's that little bit in the middle where both docks are not allowing anyone else to go through.
No man's land, yeah.
Like 1,000, 1,500, maybe 2,000 food total in the river. Definitely feels like both players were able to kind of take half the water and not let the other player run away with it.
Yeah, we were talking about how this could be a short game, like water games with 1 contested area can be. But those, 2 docks basically forming a wall.
They actually were able to share the water, and that's why this game is going kind of late. Is they actually, you know, did that thing where with your sibling, you know, where you've got like a cookie, you got to split, and so one cuts it in half, the other one chooses the half. That's kind of what they do with the water, right?
Yeah. Little gentleman's truce there. We'll split it right down the middle. So Anatand looking to get some raids in the back of Warsp1te's base. He's got 3 knights followed by 3 mounted samurai. Warsp1te looking to decap that sacred site. Still waiting on 2 relics to come back for Warsp1te though.
Yeah.
1 just dropped off.
Now, one thing to consider here is that the food is running out, right? There's only so much left. Actually, there's like a little bit left. Just again, each player's got about 1,000, 1,500 food left, but I would say, you see the farm tension coming out right now for Warsp1te. He is vulnerable right now. If his water runs out, he's got to get that farm transition going. The food per minute is tough. Look at the difference right now, 670 to like 1,300, 1,400 for Anatand. So the food is a problem.
Yeah, hoping that the farms with the daimyo upgrades will give those farms a little boost. Help them out there. Knight still looking for bills. So. Not able to connect.
He's got 7 farms. It's really more like 11 right now.
And Warsp1te's looking to take down the truce dock. Open that up.
We got a boom ship.
Oh, Warsp1te able to get away in time.
Oh, that feels so bad. That could have hit the mYi.Anotand if he was a little more on top of it, and he'd have probably a pretty good pickup there. Instead, the water opens up for Warsp1te. Like I said, he had to secure food somehow. And I'm looking at the food numbers a minute, creeping back up, and a big fight here. The mYi.Anotand targeting down as best they can the crossbows.
Yeah, those mounted samurai do a lot of damage. The boosted attack with Saint's Blessing really helping out there, really clearing out what Warsp1te has, and now Anatand with the stronger army looking to take it to the Japanese side of the river.
Warsp1te trying to remass behind this. He'll be able to stabilize this a little bit. It's going to be a problematic number of crossbows though. 20 plus 7 men-at-arms and those warrior monks who are really, really tanky. I feel like Warsp1te might be considering some kind of siege coming up would be a smart idea. We see he's going instead. He's going to go for samurai and probably Onobugeisha, I'd imagine.
Yeah, do see a few Onimusha on the field as well.
That's an interesting choice right now. I think I understand it because he does have to worry about the men-at-arms. There is a large contingent of men-at-arms with Anatan right now. They also can be really good with raiding as well. If you want to get something a little quicker that can shoot over those walls. I mean, gosh, Anatan is just making an absolute maze of his base.
The walls continue.
10-4-10 would be throwing up right now.
Well, Mounted Samurai looking to break in through the back again. Not a lot of vills in that area. All the villagers behind other layers of walls.
Not a lot of vills, a lot of crossbows. That's unfortunately not going to be a good spot to press. He's going to back off this in a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a no-fly zone.
Massive men-at-arms looking to come over, maybe cut off the retreat. Yeah, because these Onimusha and Samurai are just sticking around. They have not looked to leave.
Things are really even right now. This is again kind of game I expect to almost go to Imperial Age because right now they both have 3 relics. They both have pretty much control of their own half of the map. Anatan's going to lose the water he has, but again, there's not a lot of fishing left. He's kind of gotten most of the investment out, unless he was going to reclaim the middle. Again, there's like maybe 4,000 food. I keep raising that number, but I'm like 500, 5, 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 4,000 food and water in the middle, if you can get it.
You do see Anatan bringing over naval units to try to deny that gold that's really close to the water for Warsp1te.
There's a battering ram coming up to hopefully take care of the last dock from Anatan. And we have it. There's the Imperial Age, like I suggested, is going to be the Tanegashima gunsmith. So we will be seeing some Ozutsu coming in, which is actually a great call, given that everything in Anatan's base is a labyrinth right now. So the Ozutsu are going to come in and just destroy. And we also have the manor upgrade, the Shogunate Castle coming in. This is going to be a really big power spike for Japanese in just a little bit. In fact, I'm a little concerned about Anatan here. He's going to have those walls, but I mean, some Ozutsu and some... He's got crossbows, though, and those do counter the Ozutsu. So there is that. I would love to see a Mangonel or 2 come out for Warsp1te.
There's Imperial, and we do see Elite Samurai. First tech in the queue. Ram just trying to get rid of the walls on the waterfront here.
Anatan just continuing to plan more walls. It's like almost like watching like a balloon tower defense. Just more and more defenses pop up. There's the high armory. Yeah, that's... Well, I wasn't sure if this would go to a real game, but you know, we're going there.
That's crazy how much that water really changed the pace of the game.
Yeah. I'm not sure how Warsp1te's going to deal with all of these men-at-arms. That's my one concern. He's got a lot of elite samurai, which are great. The problem is the crossbows counter them. He's got some veteran Yumi Ashigaru. I mean, that's great and all, but they're not going to do much against elite men-at-arms, you know? And I know he was thinking about Onimusha. He's got like 3. That's not going to do it either. And Onimusha in general in a head-to-head fight don't feel wonderful either. So I'm just curious as to what his plan is. Maybe a Ribaldaquin play? That could do pretty good.
Fun to see.
Like that'd be an answer he could genuinely throw out. He does have some Onobugeisha and Monomusha in the back, trying to find a way into the base. But it's just like onion layers of walls now for Anatan. Gosh, that has got to be infuriating to deal with.
No good way to break in.
The saving, well, I guess he could go for trade too if he really wanted to. He could start trading in the back, and Anatand's got a pretty safe side of the map, so gold's not going to be a problem long term for him at all.
We do see
We
elite
do have a couple
upgrades
of
coming in for
through.
Anatand.
Yeah, we've got the, what is that, Tithe Barns? Yep. And upgrade to elite for the crossbows. I'm worried about that crossbow mass. I guess the Yumi Ashigaru can take care of the crossbows fairly okay. I just don't know. I'm looking at the two armies, and I'm just like in a head-to-head fight. I'm thinking Anatand's looking pretty good.
Yeah, one of these armies definitely focused on a certain combination of units. Warsp1te seems kind of all over the place with his units, trying to break in through the back.
Yeah, Anatand's really geared up for the late game here. Warsp1te is like got the Imperial first, but hasn't really done anything with it, you know? Like, I don't know what he's done with his Imperial Age. Like, he's just kind of sat around. I mean, he's done things, don't get me wrong. He's trying to poke and prod, but against Anatand's complete and utter turtling, yeah, this isn't working.
He's trying to break through. I mean, he's taking down some walls. Army's a little scattered, losing army on both the east and west sides of the map right now. Anatand looking to push out on the east side here. Warsp1te does have a few units to try to defend, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned for Warsp1te. I feel like, oh, cheeky keep though right here in the walls for Anatand, or in the walls of Anatand for Warsp1te though. He's got this first of hopefully it'll be a couple of keeps coming up for him. Right on the gold, securing the front gold. That's a good idea. And he's stonewalling the backside a little bit. Starting to hold on. Got a big fight up north though as well. Actually, that's a huge fight. That's not good for Warsp1te at all. That's his entire military, I think.
Yeah, losing a big chunk of his military here. Some of it was separated to help out with the night raid at home, but losing a lot of units down to about half of the mass that Anatand has.
I think that's going to be game. Anatand's military. Again, I was wondering what Warsp1te was going to do to counter it. I just don't think he's got a counter to this. He didn't, and then he lost his military because of it, and now it's open season.
Well,
That's
Zootsu
I do
in the
love
back
Zootsu
trying to help, doing what they can.
I love the sound design of the Ozutsu. And the fact that those cannons are just ridiculously large. He doesn't have a
Ball
ball
on the
twin.
field. Unfortunately, it pops up a little too close to the front.
That's going to be GG's. It's over.
Yeah, Anatand just inside the base now. Warsp1te picking off all the
There's just no way to
military
stabilize,
into production. Not much left for the Japanese.
Well, I expect any second it'll be GG. There's just no stabilizing from this.
There it is. Game 1 to Anatand. Well fought from Warsp1te, though. Certainly an interesting game the entire way through. Was not a rout by any means.
Well, there goes game 1. I think really it came down to just the composition. Like the comp that Anatand had, there just wasn't an answer for Warsp1te. Like he kind of made a couple of units, like the Samurai. He made a couple of Yumi Ashigaru. Like it just wasn't enough. Not against mass crossbows, mass men at arms.
Yeah, and then later on in the game, just had his army split and took a series of bad fights. And you take a look at the military count, and it barely put a dent into Anatand in the late game.
Mm-hmm.
That was game
Also,
1.
you sound like a robot to me.
I sound like a robot. I'm gonna reset my mic real quick.
Yeah, I think you went robot on me. Well, a good game regardless from the two players. I'm still fascinated by how the water ended up playing out there, because I think honestly, it felt like Warspite kind of won water overall. I felt like he had the better
Yeah.
water eco.
By the end of
felt
the
like he was
game.
doing okay. But yeah, I think the walls, the onion layers of walls, and then just not having a good composition to deal with the army of Anotand just kind of ended it for him.
And we got game 2 coming at you live right now.
All right, in the blue, here in the eastern side of our dry Arabia map, we've got Anotand playing the Byzantines, already building that cistern on what a great spot for a cistern. Oh my gosh, look at the spawn. He's got berries, he's got stone, he's got gold, and he's even got a straggler tree in that range. I mean, what more can you ask for as a Byzantine spawn? And it's all towards kind of the bottom side, maybe not super defended, but it's all in one spot, so that makes it a lot easier. Man,
yeah,
that's good for Anotand.
Kind of safe too, like the.
Yep. And on the west side, Warsp1te dropping that first military school down right as I speak. Pretty classic opening. Must have already grabbed his stone for that. Looks like he did indeed grab 50 stone. Building a house. Pretty standard opening stuff. I'm curious if he's going to send this a spear straight over. I would assume that's the case. Trying to get some Dark Age pressure. I feel like Byzantines is a little bit vulnerable in the very early game. If you want to get on them right when they start, before they get those berries going. But again, I think feudal is going to be Byzantines. I think Byzantines is going to feel really good in feudal with the Limitanei. We'll see if Warspite ends up going for more of an archer mass or more of a Sipahi mass or maybe a bit of both.
Yeah,
we are
find
underway.
out depending on contracts taken. I mean, Dry Arabia, sometimes you can get that neutral market to spawn right behind your base. Not going to happen this time. But hey, there's war elephants in the bottom corner.
Could go Zuganu. Could go Zuganu. I mean, that could be pretty good. You've also got mercenary Musafati and mercenary camel archers up in the north one, if that ever so happens. I almost guarantee we're not going to see any of those units.
Nope. A little too far away.
Now, if you're Warspite and you see the trade in the corner, I don't know. Do you think about it?
You might think about it. I mean, the trade network did get a buff. It's certainly not a slam pick every time twin minaret like it used to be.
I was like, you got a pretty good trade line here. You could maybe wall it in a little bit. You just got to worry about that corner, each corner, and you got a little gap between the northern wood line and your TC. Maybe, probably not, but no brainer for Byzantines. It's obviously the Grand Winery. There's no reason to go for the Hippodrome here, especially with the spawn. I mean, good gravy. This is a match made in heaven for Byzantines.
Yeah, that first spear making his way across the map. Still gonna be a while before it gets to the Byzantine base here.
Yeah, there's no potential for any delay of that Sultani trade network.
Certainly better than it used to be.
I was wondering if this would be the play. I want to say I half called this. Like, I didn't really know if it was seriously, but I was wondering.
Non-committal call. Yeah.
It was a non-committal call, but I definitely was wondering because on this map you never know where the town centers the trade markets could be right behind your base, in which case not worth it. But in this map, like, that's almost perfectly in the corner. Like, that's almost right in the corner. Like, you can get a pretty good like 60 gold like trade line right there.
Yeah, right out of the gate too. With your 3 free traders.
But you also could just kind of leave them in your base or leave them in the thing and generate gold that way too. But definitely in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, with Byzantines opening a barracks. Excuse me. Ugh. Won't have the speed to really deny that trade early. Ugh. Caught something in my throat. Doesn't feel good. There's Limitani coming out of the barracks right now.
I don't know. This one spear does enough to slow him down too much. I guess if he's going for a castle play, you slow him down a little bit. So you're forcing Anotand to, like, be in feudal a little bit. There's a Limitani right there. They're both Dark Age.
Just being obnoxious about the gold out of the gate. But you know what? You can also get olive oil. So
And that's the difference, right? Is he's got the cistern and the winery. It's you're getting a lot out of this right now. This is a really, really good eco edge for Byzantines. They just right off the rip have an eco edge. So that's why I think the Sultani trade network's nice in this instance. Get some trade. What's that going to be? 25 gold a pop right now.
So one more than if they were just a garrison. Depending on, I don't think it's going to take a minute for them to reach the trade post, so more than just a gold per minute.
A little bit more. So worth it, at least worth it. You definitely probably want to get an actual trade market in the back and actually get some trade going, if that's the plan. Yeah. I think it's this could be an inspired choice, right? Because this requires Anotand to scout it, and Anotand might not. I mean, actually, I'm not sure he probably scouts the market, but he also has to find the trade route.
Yeah, we'll see what Anotand has scouted so far. And he knows the market's up there. Taking the scout right now, right towards the Ottoman base to see what's going on. We do have longbows on the way for Anotand.
Yeah, I imagine Warsp1te just has to go for archer and spear. That's got to, or archer and a stable. Sipahi archers are all you got to do. Which you should be able to do quite a bit. He's got the Metter coming out as well. He's got that through the military school, actually. So I'm guessing he's going to save his Vizier point for something else. In fact, let me take a look. I don't know if we know what he has picked yet. Let me take a look here.
Was it Anatolian Hills? It looks like there's a bunch of sheep under that TC.
He scouted those as far as I saw. He has... Oh, no, it was Anatolian Hills. Okay.
I was going to say, he's looking at 18 sheep under there. That'd be...
Yeah, it's a lot.
Insane scout haul. And you can see the traders making one run to the market and then just jumping back inside the trade network.
I think that's a really smart call.
Yeah.
Getting a little bonus gold, then saying, hey, we got to stay safe until we secure that. But early game, yeah, you can get one quick little bit. Knowing that you're right, it's a little extra gold than they would have gotten by staying home. And he's building a wall in the back line. He's expecting some pressure. And he's also building a tower up on this gold right here. I'm curious what the plan from Warsp1te is. He's got some military, but is he looking to kind of go into a quicker castle? I can't say fast castle because obviously it's not going to be within 9 minutes, but maybe
I think castle. You got to play a little bit defensively now as the Ottomans, just because of the reduction of the production speed from the military school. Yeah.
And kind of let that carry you into Castle Age gradually. The tricky thing is that it just leaves Byzantines just to do their thing, though. And that does feel kind of bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got a little bit of greed with your trade, getting some eco of your own. The Byzantines' ability to kind of hold their fort and then go aggress you does exist. But maybe there's some respect for those military schools, even with the reductions they've had overall.
Yeah, potentially.
I mean, Sipahi are pretty dangerous.
Almost has enough for a second school at this point. Let's see the scouts on both sides under pressure from the respective mounted units, although that Sipahi is going to find just a bunch of Limitani.
Yeah, those are a problem. The nice thing is Sipahi are pretty quick.
Yeah, able to get out.
They do have also the Metter to help them out, but yeah, they're kind of just playing to see how things go. But again, if this game goes late, Ottomans are really good in the late game. Byzantines' eco, though, should not be scoffed at either, especially in the later games. Like, Byzantines can really ramp it up too.
Yeah, 5 cisterns churning out resources.
With the bonus of olive oil, yeah, it can get really rough really quick when they get fully online with the farm transition.
Well, the berry's about to run out underneath the winery.
I kind of wish Warsp1te would take another grab of the gold. Because I don't think the Limitane can get there fast enough if he just sends another quick little... Like, he's scouting it, like, obviously looking for it, but if he just... Maybe he probably could sneak those 3 in and out real quick and get a little bonus. Maybe that's just me. I feel like you can get away with a little bit there because there's no military. If you were scouting actively looking for his units, you'd see there's nothing there, and you could make that play, get a little extra bonus gold. I don't know if it's worth the APM to do that, but I imagine at peak performance, that's what you'd probably want to do.
See Sapai coming over, gonna find the limit to Tanae. No brace, able to get out of there just in time. Gold is gonna stay safe.
Got a couple on stone. Do you think that's just for maybe some tower emplacements or for it speeding up the cisterns, perhaps?
I gotta imagine, yeah, it's for cisterns here at this point. Anotand already on 4 in his network.
And this is where I kind of wish, again, like, there's no military units on the field right now that are in your base. You could send those traders out. And there's the Golden Horn Tower coming up. Yeah, that's a pretty quick castle. 10 minutes in. Not the fastest, but also not the slowest either. Feels like Warsp1te's a little heavy on the gold. He's got a market. He could sell a little bit of that right now. And click twice and be really close to castle.
Yeah. Saving it up here. Not too far off from castle himself, though. 2 military schools now producing. Do we have what the... We must have gotten a second vizier point at this time.
Yeah, let me take a look for you. It was... no, he has not. Believe it or not, he is not quite there yet.
Okay.
He has like got another little sliver to go.
Anotand almost losing a scout in the backfield of Warsp1te's base, able to just get out of there with 11 HP. Meanwhile, Sapai is coming around looking to put pressure on that gold, but there are just too many military units over there at this point. Not going to find any sort of effective attack here. Anotand up to castle, Warsp1te not far behind.
mYi coming up. That's going to be really good. The siege you get from that's going to be really nice to deal with. Byzantines. I feel like if there's a weakness Byzantines has, it's getting hit by siege.
Yeah, those units are pretty squishy.
Comp. Yeah. Limitane, siege them. Longbows, definitely siege them. Right? Not like he's got Keshix or anything. Man, I really wish he'd use that meta to get the ranged armor going, but instead he's going to lose more Sapahi for nothing. He could probably have saved that one.
Yeah, it feels bad losing that for free. Anotand, though, coming out across the map, looking to push in.
I kind of wish he'd add a trader or two to his thing. He could be booming with that a little bit. And it's kind of a lost. You built this landmark, and now you're getting a little bit of passive resources out of it. You could be getting more out of it at this point. You're going up castle. You've got some production from your military schools. I would feel comfortable adding a couple traders. You got to boom because you know Byzantines is going to just be going crazy with their cisterns back there. Like, you got to get an edge. And now he's getting pushed off gold. So
backside here. Archer's
and
coming
right
out
into
to try to pick
Limitane.
off the Limitane, but Limitane in a good position to get on the Sapahi.
This is a good fight for Warsp1te,
in there
though.
too.
Yeah, that cataphract's a problem, but the rest of the units can get taken care of pretty easily.
Yeah, with that knight on the field, do you see Warsp1te with some sort of armored unit? But second Cataphracts has joined the fray.
Yeah, cataphracts are a pretty good choice into this, I feel like, because Warsp1te doesn't have a good answer to heavy units right now. And especially units that can dive into your archer mass and hit your upcoming mangonel, which is almost done producing. It'd be hard to protect that.
Anotand just doesn't want to commit to the fight quite yet, waiting for reinforcements to come in. Another batch
he took kind of a bad
longbows.
engagement there. He definitely took a bit of a bad engagement under that tower and lost a little bit more than he probably should have. That said, he still has the advantage in military numbers, and I would say those cataphracts, I don't love cataphracts as a unit. I've mentioned that today already, but in this instance, against this civ and the comp, it works. That said, we do have some Janissaries coming out. That's a good call from Warsp1te.
Yeah, that could be the answer here. We do see that mangonel rolling over. Maybe trying to get into position to hit those squishy units. Tower's
It's
down,
finicky.
though.
The cataphract is a force to be reckoned with. He really wants him to overcommit here, but Anotand being very methodical about this, not overextending just yet.
Warsp1te
Warsp1te's
dropping
running out of
back.
food. He's got a deer pack and the berries, but once that's gone, he needs to win this fight and extend on the map. Small hit from the mango. I think they had the shield wall on though, so it didn't do too much. Actually, I don't think shield wall affects mango fire, does it?
I believe it's just range damage.
Yeah, just range damage, and siege is separate from that. Yeah.
Do you see men-at-arms, or sorry, Varangian guards coming out for the Byzantines?
See, I'm just looking at the
well.
resources a minute right now. I'm seeing 530 on food and then 900 for Anotand. And now military schools offset this a little bit because you're getting free units. But the olive oil behind this as well, I think just gives Byzantines the edge. And the fact that he's able to grab relics, which he's doing. I think I heard one picked up right now.
Still needs more Janissaries. Took 3 shots to take down a cataphract there. Longbows, though, in a tricky spot. mYi able to jump onto those. But now they're in trouble. Limitani coming around.
Yeah, got a little too greedy on that. Could have saved those.
Oh no, wall went down for Warsp1te, but he's got villagers on the wrong side.
Oh, and regardless, longbows could just walk right up on this, right?
Yep.
I feel like Anotand's in a really strong spot here. Because again, Warsp1te just hasn't really gotten the mass to take control of the map. He's kind of like trying to build, trying to turtle, trying to do things. But meanwhile, Byzantines is just chilling. And now they've added a second town center on top of this. With 5 level 5 cisterns, 2 TCs, the olive oil. I'm just not sure Ottomans has enough to counter that economically.
It's going to be a real struggle.
His feudal landmark's just a trickle of 72 gold a minute. He could be getting more for that. It just doesn't feel like enough.
Anotand doing a good job at denying relics as well.
Yeah.
He's got 2 of his own. 1 secured, 1 on the way. Really preventing Warsp1te from taking the one that's close to his home base.
I say Warsp1te just feels uncomfortable here. You know, I just get the sense that he just feels uncomfortable, feels trapped in his base. Doesn't feel like he can move out anywhere. He's pretty much given up all but about 1/8 of the map to his opponent here. Yeah, mYi trying to stop the relic from going in. They might get him. They do. That range that they have really helping out there.
One of them survives, gonna head back home, but yeah, Anotand with a relic just outside of his base. And now we got launch connects in the back onto Vils.
Oh, they get a couple too through the wall. How about that? I think Anotand's got this game. I mean, unless something dramatic happens, he's getting the eco lead. He's got the military lead. He's got the map control. I just don't see what Warsp1te has other than a couple military schools. Which, I mean, are good, don't get me wrong, but not compared to Byzantines and what they can do and what they are doing. I mean, it just feels like he's just stuck, right?
And those Vils still going the long way around for that gold. Feels so bad.
Oh, man. Are they really walking all the way to the town center and back?
Yeah.
Oof. I feel like Warsp1te went trade, but didn't commit to it. And I'm feeling like that might have kind of been a problem, or at least part of the problem here. He's getting raided in the back too with those longbows.
Oh yeah, those longbows doing a lot of damage on the villagers. Up to 11 Vil kills. This
that's game.
Really doesn't feel good.
I'm gonna mark this one up to Warsp1te. It's got to be just tired.
Yeah.
You know,
you see these Vils on the gold mine, and it's maybe a lot of big flaws
here. I mean, part of it, I think, is strategically going for the trade landmark and then not fully utilizing it really hurts. But also, it feels sluggish right now. On stone, but I just don't. I mean, right now the villager is up by 21. Military's up 75 to 45. And if I'm Anotand, I'm just chilling, right?
Yep. Feeling happy with your eco. Just keep that production coming. Adding more and more launch connects to his army here.
I mean, 3 mangoes. That's pretty good. So Ottomans has that, but against the Varangian guards, I don't know. I don't know if there's enough there.
Triple Landsknecht coming into the back of Warsp1te's base again onto those
Oh,
Deervilles.
jeez. He's just rallying it that way then.
Oh no. Once they wake up,
Oh, man.
those Vills are in trouble.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm surprised they survived that.
Yeah,
I think
could have been
one or
worse.
two connected. I thought if all 3 had connected, I think they would have all just dropped dead immediately. This is the problem right now. Anatand's walling up. He's just claiming the map. I mean, he's just chilling. I mean, it's 79. I don't even think Warsp1te has seen Anatand's base in a while.
No, he's had to play super defensive throughout this game.
Yeah, which kind of equates to the game being over, though, right? Because if you're just playing super turtley at this point in the game, you don't have any. You're not like, it's not like you've got multiple town centers you're defending. It's not like you have any kind of eco advantage. You're just chilling, and that's not going to be enough against a Byzantines player who's probably going to add a town center, who's going to have all the cisterns, who's going to get the relics, who's going to use the olive oil he's getting to produce extra units that pretty much matches your military schools. Also, he's still queued on Metters on one of his town centers or one of his military schools. That first one has never unqueued off of the Metters. He's got 4 of them in his army. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I get you want a couple, but I think you could use after 2. You don't need any more.
Having multiple ones, like 4's not bad, but you do need more of a military at this point.
Yeah, 112 units to 44. This game is basically just waiting for Anatand to close it. I mean, we're just kind of waiting on him to decide, oh yeah, I can just win it. Because if he just rushed with everything he had, I honestly think he wins. I think he wins it. If he just takes everything he has and just pushes into his base, I think Anatand would win. Especially if he managed to hit those mangoes.
Mangoes being the biggest problem for Anatand right now. If you were to engage directly. But yeah, it is... The military numbers, it's pretty crazy. There's 53 Varangian guards, and
it's over.
They're not going to care about the mangoes that much.
But screw that part of the wall in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's not much left to say on this one. We're kind of just waiting for the hammer to drop.
And here he comes. He's moving out now. Nope. Thought he was. Retreating back to the safety of his base.
Like that scene in Finding Nemo. Like, we gotta go out and go back in. Go back out and go back in. Gotta make sure it's safe. Somehow Warsp1te has gotten into Imperial Age. Maybe this is what he needs. Maybe this will be the saving grace. Although normally when you're just desperately trying to age up, it's never the right answer. But as I say that, foreign engineering company is going to come up before the Istanbul Observatory goes up. So, gosh, that just feels bad.
Yeah, those Limitani doing damage to the Vills, trying to get that landmark up. And some raiding longbows going to force Warsp1te off of stone. Yeah, Soccerton, would you mind seeing what we're at for Vizier points?
I would be happy to take a look. Let's take a look here. Vizier points. For those interested, he went for the extra military campus, and then he added a Janissary company. And he just got a fast training. So
okay, fast training. I was wondering if that was in at this point. And yeah, he started out with Anatolian Hills.
Yep.
I mean, the big benefit from Imperial Observatory is gonna at least get the production from those military schools cranked up just a little bit faster. Men-at-Arms going to be coming out quicker for Warsp1te, but these numbers do not look good.
Yeah, 2-1. You know, not to mention all the Imperial upgrades coming in for Anotand. This has got to feel like the most chill game for Anotand right now.
Mm-hmm. Just mass up that eco, and you know you've got this whenever you want to push. Oh, feels bad. Trying to get that second TC up underneath the keep, but Anotand able to take the fight there. Meanwhile, he's got units all throughout the Ottomans base, forcing them off the gold.
I expect GG to be called any second now.
Yeah.
And he knows it's game points. That's why he's sticking through it, hoping that something can happen, but it's over.
Desperate attempt to get that TC up. It does go up, but there are blue units all around. Yeah, looking real tough. Real tough for Warsp1te now. I'm just waiting on that final push from Anotand. And I think we might be seeing it right now. Coming down right down the middle of the map. Ranging guards, launch connects, a little bit of everything. Looking to finally close this out.
It's gonna be over.
Yeah, there's military everywhere in the Ottomans base. Great bombard on the field. Let's see if it gets a shot off. Well, able to shoot once. Might get a second shot in. But that's it for the Great Bombard. And yeah, Byzantine units continue to stream in. Anotand taking this 2-0. Moving on to the finals.
I don't think that really takes anyone by surprise. I think people were expecting Anotand to get up to the final battle. I think this match was a little unfortunate though, because I think Warsp1te put up a pretty good fight in game one.
For sure. Game one definitely closer. Definitely looked like Warsp1te had some advantages at some point, but going into this game, Byzantine eco got online. Ottomans.
I really think he could have gotten. I think he could have and should have gotten a little greedier on the trade. I really think he could have gotten greedier, gotten an edge, because you just got to think, where's your economic edge coming from? And the military schools weren't it.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't enough. Not against Byzantines who gets the free olive oil.